Hello and welcome back to our channel. Let's make this stylish tote bag on the thumbnail. So I have chinos fabric here. I'm going to be using a chinos fabric and ashoke. You can call it ofi or ashoke. Those are the fabric I'm going to be using. So I already cut out the body of the bag. The measurement is 18 inches height, while the width is 13.5. 18 inches height, while the width is 13.5. So this is the handle that I'm going to be using for the bag. I have two handles here. It is measuring 4 inches by 29 inches. 4 inches by 29 inches. 29. Okay, so those are the two handles, and yeah, these are the actual key that I'm going to be using for the bag. So when it is time, we're going to work on them. So let's work on the body of the bag first. So make sure you're using a matching color of whatever fabric you decide to use. You can use Ankara, you can use ashoke, you can use jean fabric. Any fabric of your choice is fine. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is to take this to my sewing machine. I'm going to fold half and fold another half and then fold it into two, and then I'm going to stitch on it and then also top stitch on the other side. Okay, I'll fold half an inch, fold another half, and then fold it into two, and then I'm going to take it to the sewing machine, stitch on one side and then top stitch on the second side. For the body of the bag, I'm going to hem the upper part by folding half an inch, and then I'll fold 1 inch. Fold half an inch, and then I'm going to fold 1 inch for both front and back panel. So at this point, I was done hemming the upper part of the bag. So this is the second one also. Make sure your work is sewn it, and these are the handles that I have already stitched. Okay, so I also top stitch on the second side like I said earlier. So the next thing we are going to do is to attach our velcro tape. So this is called velcro tape. You can call it a plaster. Some people call it plaster and some people call it magic tape. Whichever you call it is fine. Okay, so I'm going to cut 2 inches of this velcro tape. It is measuring 1 inch, but it actually less than ½ inch though, so I'm going to measure 2 inches and cut it out like this. So after cutting it out, I'm going to turn the fabric to the wrong side and then measure the entire fabric, which is 13.5, and then I'm going to mark the midpoint of the 13.5. Please make sure you measure it carefully and get the midpoint. Measure both sides, okay, so that you'll be sure that you are marking the midpoint, because you wouldn't want to make a mistake. Okay, so I'm just confirming what I have there, and then I'm going to repeat the same thing to the second panel, which is the back panel. Okay, mark the midpoint of your 13.5. If you want this bag bigger than the one I have on the thumbnail, you can increase the width. Okay, you can increase it, you can make it 15, 16 or even 18, depending on what you want. Okay, so I'm going to open this velcro tape because it is double like this. Okay, it comes in pair like this. If you open it, it's going to be 2. Okay, so I'm going to remove it like this and then fold it into 2, and then just to know the midpoint, which is half of the 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to place the midpoint of it, of the velcro tape or plaster or magic tape, on the midpoint of the bag already marked, and then you're going to leave 0.25 inch on top before you place it. Can you see? Leave 0.25 on top. I'm going to tell you why you should leave this, what this 0.25 is meant for later. You're going to know what it is meant for. So fold the second one into 2, know the midpoint and place it like this, 0.25 before the placement. Okay, on top. Can you see? I left 0.25, and then I'm going to pin it down like this. So once you're done pinning it, we're going to take it to the sewing machine and then stitch on it like this. Like we're going to stitch on the fourth side of the plaster, okay, which is velcro tape or magic tape. Okay, so now for the handle placement, mark 2.5 inches from each side. Mark 2.5 inches from both sides like this. Okay, 2.5, 2.5. You're going to repeat the same thing for the other panel. Mark 2.5, 2.5. So your handle placement actually depends on the size of the tote bag you are making. If you're making a bigger size, you can't use it 2.5. Okay, so now after placing it, after marking your 2.5, you're going to get your handle like this and fold half an inch inward. Fold half an inch in, and then you're going to place your handle on your bag like this. Watch me carefully. You're going to make sure that the part that you folded and you stitch first should face inside, like should face the inside. You're going to place the handle after your 2 inches. Okay, your 2.5, I beg your pardon. So yes, can you see where I'm touching? So you're going to place your handle, and please don't let your handle cross down 1 inch hemming allowance that we did, and then you're going to stitch it like this in place, 4 sides. You're going to stitch it. So I've pinned it down now. Now we're going to place the second part. Make sure that that part I talked about that has opening, you know, when you folded your fabric into two, that part that you first stitch on should be facing each other. Okay, so now for the second placement, fold half an inch and then place it like this on top. You're going to place before the 2.5 you marked. Okay, hope that is clear. Please, if you have any question, drop it in the comments section. Okay, so I've gone ahead to stitch my velcro tape, and I left 0.25. Can you see, before I place my velcro tape, like I said earlier, and then I've also stitched the handle down. Can you see, neatly stitched. Please use a matching color of thread when you are working. Okay, so this is it. It's not even showing. Okay, it's not showing that I stitched anything there. Okay, so this is the one I'm going to be using for top of the bag, and it is measuring 3.75. 3.75. Then the length should be something that can go from that upper part. The width of the bag is 30.5, so it should be something that can go round. Okay, so for me, I cut out 17 inches because I will trim out the excess later. Okay, now this is the pocket. So for the pocket width, I'm using 6.75. You know, Ashoke comes in different sizes. Some are 6 inches, some 6.5, some 6.75. So this one is 6.75. That is what I'm using. So for the length of the pocket, I'm using 8.75. 8.75 is not up to 9 inches. Okay, 8.75 is what I'm using. So it is 6.75 by 8.75. Okay, so for the upper part, you're going to fold half and then fold another half. Then for the other 3 parts, you're going to be folding half inward like that. It is just the upper part you're going to be folding twice. Okay, now for this piece, which is measuring 3.75, you're going to fold 0.25 on both sides and iron it down. Okay, so the reason I said you should leave 0.25 before you place your velcro tape is because of this piece, so that by the time we are joining it, it's not difficult for us to climb through that part. I do not want us to stitch on top of the velcro tape. Okay, so that is why I say you should leave 0.25 before you put your velcro tape, before you attach it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is place it this way, and then we're going to stitch on it, top stitch on it neatly on both sides. Please use a matching color of thread. Okay, so it doesn't show that you are top stitching. Okay, even after I was done, it didn't show that I top stitch. It was very neat. So I'm just going to go ahead and pin this in place, and then for the pocket placement, from the lower part, I'm going to mark 2.5 inches like this, 2.5 from the lower part, and then from the side, I'm going to mark 2 inches. 2 inches from the side, and from the lower part I marked 2.5. So you're going to draw a straight line like this for your pocket placement. Now you're going to take the pocket to your sewing machine and stitch on top. You know that part you folded twice, you're going to top stitch on it first. If you like, you can top stitch on all the side, but I feel it's not necessary because you're still going to top stitch here. Okay, now you're going to place the pocket on that 2 inches line and the 2.5 inches, and then stitch on the 3 parts, the 3 sides. Okay, you're only going to leave the upper part open. Okay, so at this point I was done stitching. I'm going to trim out the excess fabric, which is the excess ashoke. So I've done that, and then I'm cutting out all the thread. Can you see that my pocket is neatly placed, and also that design on top is neatly placed also. So now we're going to put the bag together. Now what you're going to do is to place the bag like this, wrong side facing wrong side. So these are the wrong side. Now on a norm you should put right side facing right side, no, but we're going to be using inseam method to finish up this bag. So place wrong side facing wrong side, so the right side will be facing up like that. So you're going to stitch with 0.25 all round, but I think I even used less than 0.25. So at this point I was done stitching it all around 0.25. So what I use is even less than 0.25. okay, so after that, now you're going to now flip it to the back. Now you're flipping it to the wrong side of the fabric now. So once you flip it, with this method you don't even need any overlocking machine. If you don't have overlocking machine, this method just got you covered. Okay, so once you're done flipping it, you're going to have something looking like this. Now the next thing you're going to do is to go ahead and top stitch. You're going to be using 0.5 inch to stitch all around. So you doing this will help to conceal all the rough edges inside. So we're going to stitch 0.5, okay, all the way around like this. So at this point I was done stitching, so I'm turning it to the right side now. So go ahead and turn it to the right side like this. So once you're done turning it, you're just going to go ahead and give it a very good press and cut out all the thread. So this is the final look of the bag. Can you see how cute it is? If you enjoyed this video, if you learned anything, subscribe, like, and share this video with your loved ones. My name is Esther and this is Q-Est Fashion Hub. Don't stop learning, keep learning. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. I love you and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Yeah, please subscribe to the channel. Okay, so